2018, we bought a company, we bought for stock and a little bit of cash, and they held an IP. It was not developed yet. Since then, we have patented that IP in 47 countries. It's going to be 45 on the slide because since that was created, we have been approved in China and Hong Kong also. So the idea of the company is to take existing patches on the market and to improve them. I mean, existing drugs and put them in the patches to make it easier for the, patients to use them. And we take existing drugs and we apply our technology. Versa is our first platform technology that we can apply technically to any patch on the market. The first one we started was the most abused one, fentanyl patch. A fentanyl patch, used patch on the black market is going for around $200. That substance is about 50 to 100 times more potent than heroin, but it makes it very easy to abuse. A generic patch on the market right now, you can abuse it as easily as chewing it, making tea out of it, and smoking it. From our studies, we found out that the recreational addicts, and unfortunately, very, very versatile in how they're doing it. Also, there is a lot of accidents with those patches. Kids picking up accidentally from the trash. 12 kids have died. We had done a radar study on that also. So we are not a typical biotech company. I've seen the company that presented before, and we were about 7 years ago, and we took a little bit different route. Also, in 2019, we have purchased a manufacturing plant up in North Carolina, Pocono Pharmaceuticals, so that the subsidiaries, Pocono and II, that we acquired at the time, that actually bring us revenues. And if you saw the press release today, our revenues, after significant investment in the technology and packaging equipment, have increased by 50% over the quarter last year. This is the setup of the company, Nutriband, and the 3 subsidiaries, 4B Therapeutics, Pocono, and IIT. 4B Therapeutics, they actually used to be generating revenues for us, but Versa technology and the close relations to Kindeva that we're working with, taking a lot of time from our Chief Operations Officer. So he's focused strictly on the Versa right now. One of our clients used to be Sorrento Therapeutics. We did work for them. So we did a lot of third-party clinical work for other companies. Pocono Pharmaceuticals is our manufacturing facility in North Carolina, and some of the clients that we have, it's household names like KT Tape and FFL, and one of their clients is Reebok, that we're manufacturing a sports tape for them also. And the Active Intelligence, this is our in-house brand. We also sell our own tapes on Amazon. We don't really go retail. We didn't invest enough to increase it, but we are in a process of passing the regulation standards and selling it in South America and Central America. And the very first one that was approved in Costa Rica recently was our mosquito patch. And our mosquito patch, of course, that's nothing to do with the pharma side of the business. This is over the counter, but I'll just spend a couple of words on that. It's quite interesting technology because it's not based on citronella or anything that not even anybody else is going to come close to, not just mosquitoes. It's actually on a complex B vitamin that we used successfully in Africa back in the day, and we just put it in a patch, and it looks like it has a lot of traction over there. So it's not going to bring us hundreds of millions of dollars, of course, but it's enough to operate at zero. So we don't go in the red with operational expenses. So the only funds that we raised was specifically spending on the Versa technology. So as I said, our lead product is Versa. Versa incorporates aversive agents to prevent abuse, diversion, misuse, and accidental exposure of drugs or the abuse potential. So the first one is Versa, and the interesting thing is that the day when we received the approval from NASDAQ for IPO, the same day we received the US patent on Versa. And the same day we got a call from Kindeva. Kindeva drug delivery used to be 3M. They spun it out because of liability with anything related to narcotics, I believe. And I believe 3M still own about 15% of Kindeva. And they called us and they offered us to do a feasibility study. So they already have a patch on the market, they're manufacturing, they're selling it. And for the last 3 years, that's what we have been doing. Proving the commercialized concept and proving that our concept, our technology can be actually placed on a fentanyl patch that exists on the market today. The unintended consequences of CDC cracking down in 2014 and really make it difficult for the doctors to prescribe and putting them under huge liability was the fact is that whomever was using those powerful patches, one of the most powerful painkiller on the market, cannot just go and substitute with ibuprofen or Tylenol. That's not going to work. And unintended consequences, you go into the street. And there were a lot of accidents are happening. And so recently we have seen CDC relax the rules again. The market has started going up. The market was estimated in 2019 because one of the preconditions of Kindeva to do work with us, they wanted to do a market research, complete market research on the market for such a patch with the aversive agents. And the market at the time was 800 million in 2019. Our estimates, they were estimating us, once we hit the market in the first years, our revenues are going to be anywhere from 80 to 200 million. However, if the FDA mandates it for all the painkillers to have the aversive agents, I mean, we're the only ones having the patent in 47 countries, including the United States. That would bring the sales of our patch to $800 million a year, where it was at that time the whole market. Again, accidental misuse, and it's a big problem. There were 32 cases that were fentanyl exposure, and 12 kids have died. There were over 1,000 emergency room visits for this kind of problems, and those are the ones that I just reported. We did a radar study on that, and that's going to be thoroughly published again. I mean, we completed that, so it's going to the medicine magazines, and we'll put a press release on that also. We felt that we're going to need the radar study once we meet with FDA, and we have already requested the date for the pre-IND meeting. We expect it to be somewhere in January. So the goal of Averse is to provide a significantly less easily abused patch for the treatment of chronic pain. We have estimated over 70% of abusers choose oral routes of abuse, and that's what the thing is being targeted. If you look in the next slide, we're actually comparing our patch on the right to the generic patch on the left, and you can see the difference in the patches. I mean, we added another layer on top, and then the layer on the bottom, instead of impermeable that is on the patch on the market today, we made it permeable. So if they try to make a tea out of it, that layer dissolves. The drugs, together with the most bitter substance in the world, and capsaicin, goes into the tea, and good luck using and getting high from that. So we think we have approached everything, all the routes. I mean, during these years, I mean, we have worked very hard to bring a perfect product to the market. Is it 100% proof? Probably not. It's probably, I guess, impossible to 100% guarantee anything these days. But we know that we're in phase 1 right now. That's the only phase we'll have to do, one study, human liability study. Of course, at the pre-IND meeting, they're going to tell us exactly what they want from us, but we, according to our experience, and we expect to have, and we consult with Kindeva, anywhere from 30 to 40 people trial, where they're going to be placed for 30 days and presented with our patch and generic patch, and we're going to have to document the aversive power of our patch. So we kind of know the answer, because to get high from a generic patch is as easily as chewing it. And to do the same thing with ours, you're going to have to choose Vitrix and capsaicin, the most bitter is the most bitter substance in the world, and I never tried it myself, but my partner tried it, and when we did some trials, and he put a drop on his tongue, he couldn't feel the tongue for 3 days after that. So that's it's pretty sure thing that we think we're going to get the documented aversive things. And the fact is that such a big player as Kindeva is spending all this time and money with us for the last 3 years. And right now we're getting ready to the last finalizing contract with them. They're going to be exclusive manufacturer for our patch. I mean, it just shows us the confidence that they have. Another thing that gives me confidence, 3 years ago at the biotech conference in Boston, Mallinckrodt representatives, very dismissive, sarcastic maybe also, about what we're working on. Well, now they're frantically calling our COO, trying to get us to work with them. We already have this arrangement with Kindeva. There are other things we can work on, buprenorphine, methylphenidate. There are other patches that we can probably work on that, but we're concentrating right now on this one. We're a small company, we don't have a lot of resources, and after the IPO in 2021, we had a very successful IPO. I mean, the banker at the time did a good job. What was not good what happened after that. The stock a couple of times went in double digits, so it was huge volumes. We got conversion of another $3 million after $6 million raised in the offering. But the most unusual thing happened on New Year's Eve 2021, December 31st. We had like a regular press release. We got a patent in South Korea. I didn't make much of it. Once we announced it, the stock traded 140 million shares. Went from $3 to $12. And with all that, I thought that all the warrants are going to be converted at $7.50 price. I mean, if they are short against it, they have to. They already caught. Well, we just got 700,000 out of that pop. And the most unusual thing is that we had just about 1.5 million shares in GTC at the time. They were very successful. They brought it down from 12 to under 5 within 3 weeks after that, on a very low volume. So then after that, I just, and they're offering us $30 million. We refused the money. And I also informed the whole board of directors and all our employees that if they want to stay with the company, we're going to have to tighten the belts. We took a 50% cut across the board, everybody. We estimated that would save us about $600,000 a year. And with that, we successfully brought the whole feasibility study to the completion. And in this spring, it was March, end of March, we presented to very, very close investors, very close friends. One of them is a billionaire. That we are one step away from the FDA submission. Within 12 months, we're going to have that submitted. So we have to stay away from the market, and they gave us $8.4 million as a premium to the market. The stock is about $375, $350, I don't recall exactly, but we have completed the private placement of $4. And that should put us well within our means to get the product all the way through FDA submission.
Can you say anything about the aversive agent that you're using?
We're using Bitrex and capsaicin. Yeah, and Bitrex, denatonium benzoate, I mean, this is the most bitter substance in the world. So, I mean, it looks like, the fact, we made a presentation in London a couple of years ago, and we're still in our feasibility study, but after our CEO Garris made the presentation, and there was actually a lady from Eli Lilly who came and said that they've been working for the last 10 years on something, and they just couldn't figure out, she couldn't believe it was so simple. Every time they're trying to interfere with the drug matrix, and there where the problem comes through. I mean, our technology does not interfere with the drug matrix at all. It has nothing to do with it. Once it interferes, it's just to prevent abuse or misuse. That's the only time it interferes with the drug matrix, when they're trying to break in. So this is our patents. Again, as I said, it was 45 with China here. Now we have 46 because we also got the Hong Kong patent recently, about a month ago, 3 weeks ago. And this is our partnership with Kindeva. And that's one of the most significant thing, because if we would have chosen at that time anybody to partner with, then that would be on top of the line. And and you see right now in this slide the steps that we're taking. Then we signed the feasibility with Kindeva. Then we demonstrated enhanced abuse deterrence, providing Nutriband's aversive coating can be manufactured using standard transdermal process. We progressed to technology transfer from Kindeva Research and Development Facility to Northridge in California manufacturing facility. We selected target aversive formulations, commercial scale manufacturing development. At the peak, we expect the sales to be, again, this is 2019 numbers, from 80 to 200 million. And recently, with Kindeva, we made the review, and they already see an increase in the market is more than 10% since 2019, just because of CDC guidance laxing. And we believe, again, even if FDA does not make it mandatory, doctors are going to have a choice. Do you prescribe something that has protection, or do you prescribe a generic one? So liability comes into play here. So Averse, again, is covered by a broad IP portfolio with patents granted globally. And Kindeva is our main partner in that, an inclusive partner. Is leading global CDMO, has a rich history in pharmaceutical innovation and manufacturing millions of transdermal patches distributed worldwide. And we, just as Kindeva, also we're committed to improving safety profiles of transdermal drugs while ensuring accessibility to patients in need. So these are the lines. I mean, Aversa fentanyl is our first one. We have started working already on Aversa buprenorphine and Aversa methylphenidate. Those are in the initial stages, but we have made also Advanced Health made a research on the, go back to the buprenorphine, and their sales come also to anywhere from 70 million to 150 million a year. So it's a very potent drug, also not as potent as fentanyl, but it's something that will need our technology to protect people from abusing it and from accidental exposure. Again, I spoke about the mandate. I mean, that's the asterisk that the Advanced Health had in the report with the mandate. I mean, we're taking the whole U.S. market. Everybody's going to have to use our technology. Maybe that's why Malincroft is frantically calling our COO right now and trying to get some kind of answers. Also, in the same report, they indicated that with the interview with the insurance companies will happily pay a 20% premium over the generic patch. So such option being provided. So we think that our product is going to be about 20% more expensive than the generic ones on the market, and it's going to be a branded product. So this is our pipeline. You can see already phase 1. This is the Hull study. That's only one we have to do. Estimated from 1 to 3 months. We allotted 3 months just because of the paperwork. The trial itself will be no more than 30 days. Once that's completed, we're going to move quickly to the FDA filing. We expect it to be June, July next year, if all the timeline holds. Right now, we're just waiting for a window to make the first batch for the Hull study. We're more than happy to answer any questions. I mean, that's actually yesterday was anniversary when we rang the opening bell, December 3rd, 2021. So I'm going to be happy to answer any questions.
We can open up the floor to questions. There are any from the floor? Well, I have a question. Sure. Could you just reiterate some of the milestones going forward? You mentioned 30 days, and could you just go over some of those?
We right now are in the process of waiting for from the FDA the date for the pre-IND meeting. We expect it to be somewhere in January. Then right after that, we're getting ready. That's why we're getting the window in the manufacturing facility to manufacture our first batch for the Hull study. And the Hull study we expect somewhere in February, maybe end of February, when we start it, depending how quickly they're going to put it. But we are outsourcing that. It's not going to be in-house. It's a lot of liability there. And they're going to present actual drugs. So that is going to take 1 to 3 months. 3 months. So we on target at the end of second quarter, maybe, most to have the FDA submission. And with FDA, we already have spoke before. They have indicated that we are qualifying for the fast track. So within 6 months, we should have the product on the market. We estimating to have last quarter of next year.
Good. And you mentioned fentanyl and buprenorphine and then methylphenidate.
Correct.
Have you tested this in different categories of molecules?
Not yet. No.
Okay.
No, I mean, those are initial studies. There's some preclinical studies on that at 4P. So we know it can be worked. I mean, we're at the same stage when we signed the deal with Endeavor on the feasibility. And for the other lines, it's not going to take 3 years anymore.
Right.
We kind of already know the work, we know the trail. So that's, and we didn't know it was going to be that long. We thought it was going to be within 12 months, we're going to be doing FDA submission. And as a result of things, like one of the bankers that was supposed to manufacture for us some part of it, I mean, suddenly it was not able to do that. So it took 6 months to find another one. So that's what the things, are complicated. But right now we have everything already in place. So that's what the confidence comes in, and that we kind of had the confidence already in March when we closed on this private placement. But at this point we already more than 50% down the work we're having to that. So right now we're just waiting for the batch to manufactured. We're gonna go into house studies. We kind of know the results. We're very confident they're going to be positive for us, and that's straight into FDA submission. So our investors, and especially the wonderful new directors, as I told you, we got a billionaire who joined our board of directors. I mean, they want results, and we're very eager to provide them.
Did you already manufacture a full batch of fentanyl batch?
No, not yet. Well, I mean, we
It's
did
not
just
in
in
production.
not on the commercial side. Just now, we're waiting for the window. We have proven, yes, it can be manufactured. They can manufacture enough to prove. But right now, it's going straight into manufacturing. We can actually do the batch for the health studies that we need for FDA.
Difficult process,
Took 3 years to prove it. But we have proven commercial size already. That's us done.
Hopefully.
Not hopefully, man. That's kind of exact science. We would not be requesting a pre-IND meeting if we would not have that thing done.
Okay, if there are no further questions, thank you very much.
With more than 6,000 small and micro-cap companies listed, if you're looking for the next Apple, then ChannelCheck truly is your tree. It's an investor community where you can access independent Wall Street research, advanced market data, balanced news, corporate videos, and podcasts. You can even register to attend in-person Meet the Management Series luncheons, and to be part of the preeminent annual Small and Microcap Investor Conference, NobleCon. And here's the best news. Since ChannelCheck is sponsored by the featured companies, premium membership requires no investment. It's absolutely free. So check it out. Log in today. Find out why ChannelCheck is North America's leading source of research on the companies that just may change the world.